Loadboard search out of Spokane, Washington for flatbeds. So I had a request for loadboard search out of Spokane for flatbeds, so that's what we're going to do on this one. So instead of van, we're going to go ahead and switch it to flatbeds, all types, hit done. And then as far as the feet, we're just going to show all of them. So it's going to show that. Spokane, normally a dead market for dry van. I have no idea what I'm going to find for flatbed, actually, so we'll see how it goes. If you guys have a request, there's a link in the about section down below. Just throw me $5. Let me know what city and what equipment type you want me to search. This helps me out a ton. I do get quite a few requests for these, so just by charging, it does help me out a ton. And I'll go ahead and do the loadboard search. So just let me know what city and what trailer type. But this one was a request for Spokane, Washington for flatbed. So let's do it. Oh, wow. Okay, so that is a whole lot of searches of freight. I was not expecting that. For dry van, like if I search this for dry van, I'm going to get like 50 results, but I got almost 400. So that's fascinating. So obviously Spokane is a very good market for flatbed. I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down a little bit because 400 is just way too much. Even 200 is too much. I'm surprised by this. Let's see what 50 does. So I'm just narrowing the search to get about 100 results. That'll give us a pretty good idea of this area, because going through 400 results is pretty hard. Okay, there's 150. That's close enough. So, all right. So right away, I can tell you that Spokane is an absolutely dead market for dry van, but obviously for flatbed, it's significantly better. So that's pretty interesting. Never done a loadboard search for flatbed, particularly at all on DAT. So this will be a kind of a learning experience, but should be able to show it. All right. So here's one going to Georgia, and this is flatbed going anywhere. Yeah, there's one going from Old Town, Idaho to Georgia. Pays $1.78 per mile. Okay, that's fascinating. I mean, my understanding is it's for a flatbed, $1.78, even for a 2,300 mile load, is pretty bad. I mean, generally speaking, flatbed pays better. Not generally, it does pay better than van or even reefer. So I think that's fascinating that only pays $1.78. Oh, but I do know the South is actually pretty good for flatbed. That could be part of it. Yeah, I bet you because the South is so good for flatbed. So could be. But let's keep looking around. Again, I'm not going to click on multiple Georgia loads or multiple Texas loads. Just going to try to find a load going to one particular area and then go all the way down. Try not to repeat loads going to basically the exact same spot. No point. So this one's going to Brookshire, Texas, which is Houston. Houston, $1.88 per mile. That's fascinating. It's fascinating to me because I would think, I mean, going from Vegas to Ohio, I just booked a load for $1.70 something. This one only is $1.88, but that's fascinating. Two different equipment types for two different markets, I suppose, though. So TQL, you can haul with them right away. So they work with new MCs. So if you're watching this, you could take this load. As far as the other ones, probably not so much. Where's Waller, Texas? That's Houston as well. Yeah, so same idea. Skip that one. When I go to Texas, I like to try to find one in Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, because they're kind of three big markets there. So here's one going to Little Rock. Colville to Little Rock. $1.83 per mile. 2,000 mile load. I don't know whether that's good or not. I don't think that's particularly good, to be honest. I think it's just sort of mediocre, would be my guess. But maybe you flatbed guys can tell me otherwise. I have never hauled flatbed. I've done van, I've done a little bit of reefer, but no flatbed. So maybe I'll get into it one day. All right, here's a Texas going to San Antonio. $1.65 a mile. My only guess here is that I think the South is pretty good for flatbeds. From if you ever watch Trucking Made Successful, she does very good work. I would highly suggest that channel, Trucking Made Successful, Miranda. She shows flatbeds as well on her freight analysis, and I think the South is a very hot market for flatbeds, which could explain some of the bad rates I'm seeing to this area. So yeah, just noteworthy there. But let's see here, Texas, San Antonio. There's a Dallas load. This one's going to Dallas. About the same, about $1.80 per mile. So there's that. All right, so there's Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio. Not paying all that good, which is fascinating. All right, Landstar. 1 year of active authority to haul with them. I cannot take this load if I wanted to, and it is paying not good at all. Not good at all. I mean, I just booked a load from Vegas in a dry van going to close to that area for $1.75, so... Huh. I mean, given the amount of loads I saw in Spokane when I first did the search, I would expect this market to actually be relatively good. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. It's just odd that there's so many loads coming out of here, and the idea that this place wouldn't be a good market is kind of odd. I don't know, though, so I'm guessing right now, guys. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comment section what this market's about. I have no idea what these loads should pay. So this one's going to Spokane to northern Michigan, and I mean there's no people there, so that can't be a good market. Like, that cannot be a good market there. I mean, that is middle of nowhere. I've always wanted to go that route, by the way, though. Side note, I've always wanted to take the route across northern Michigan and go over the bridge there through the Great Lakes. I think that would be so cool, but I haven't done it yet. But I do digress. Just showing you guys that route right there, you're going into the middle of nowhere. I can't imagine that's a good market, but even with it not being a great market, it's only $1.80 per mile. Fascinating, very fascinating. So, I think that's actually going to a Menards, by the way. I think there's a new Menards DC up there. I think that might be where it's going. Could be wrong, though. Anyways, there's that. I am surprised by these rates, I gotta be honest. These are not as good as I thought they would be. So to go to Chicago, it's $1.83 per mile. I mean, it's all paying about $1.83 or about $1.80 to go to whatever regions, which I'm very surprised by because that's not that much better than what I'm currently getting for van. Now, maybe this just Spokane is a dead market. I don't know. But I'm finding this rather fascinating. Again, Spokane is a dead market for dry van, but given that there were like 400 loads available up in Spokane for flatbed, this makes me think that Spokane is an okay market for flatbed, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. So there's that one. That one's going to El Paso. Again, $1.80 per mile. Like, everything is $1.80 per mile, no matter what. So, okay, there's that one. Paso, New Mexico, Las Cruces. Okay, that one pays better. Las Cruces. What? Las Cruces is El Paso. What? Okay, press X to doubt. So Las Cruces is El Paso, and we just looked at El Paso, and it was paying $1.83. I mean, Las Cruces is like 50 miles away from El Paso or something like that, so the idea that it would pay $2.36 is absurd. I question that deeply. I do not believe you will get that, so press X to doubt. I don't think that's correct. Yeah, Las Cruces. Yeah, I don't think that's right. So, here's one going to Los Angeles, and to go to Los Angeles pays $2 per mile. I mean, maybe, possibly. I mean, I know for dry van, this is the best market in the U.S. Maybe it's not as good for flatbed. So there's that. $2 per mile to go to basically LA. So that's interesting. Here's one going to Gretna, Nebraska. Or is that Omaha? Lower, no, that's not quite Omaha. It's somewhat close to Omaha, but lower Midwest it says. So pays almost $2 a mile. I mean, they're all paying about $1.80 to $2 a mile, which is slightly better than dry van, for sure. Not that much better, though. So, Nebraska, Minnesota, check that out. Again, I'm going to try to hit as many states and regions as I can. I'm not going to repeat regions, though. No point. So, $1.68 to go to Minneapolis. Okay, that's fascinating, because that's not a very good rate. Perhaps Minneapolis is a good market. That would be the only way to explain that. Or perhaps Spokane is just simply a bad market, and I was deceived by the amount of loads I saw there originally. So I don't know. Just showing this. Hopefully this is useful to the viewer and to everyone else. Spokane to Phoenix, $2.40 per mile. Okay, that's a good rate. This would imply that Phoenix is a really bad market. I don't know, though. I don't know. I also don't know how accurate the 15-day averages for Flatbed. So, to the viewer who requested this, I don't know if this 15-day average, I don't know how accurate it is for flatbeds, straight up. For dry vans, I know it's pretty good. It's not perfect, right? Nothing. It's never going to be perfect. I know for dry vans, it's pretty close to accurate. It's generally close. For flatbeds, it might be a different story though. So I don't know. But anyways, here's another one. This one's going to Lincoln, and that is Nebraska. That's like 50 miles from Nebraska. So same idea here, about $2 per mile to go to Nebraska. Okay, there's that one. I'm learning a lot. I actually learn a lot when I do these. So this one's going to South Dakota. Kind of looks like Sioux Falls. I have a bad internet signal. It says Upper Midwest again, but that's more like Sioux Falls. But again, about $2 per mile. 27.58, $2 per mile, give or take. So there's that. All right, there's Sioux Falls. Okay, I'll check on that one, just see if Sioux Falls is any different. It's probably the exact same rate though. Let's see. Yeah, $2 per mile. It's all saying Upper Midwest. Okay, there's Sioux Falls though. Lincoln, Grand Island. Okay, that's kind of central Nebraska. Really nice truck stop there called the Bosselman. I go there quite often. It's nice. Again, $2 per mile. I would think this one would need to pay a little bit more. Grand Island is about 200 miles away from Omaha, so yeah, I kind of question that. I think you would get a little bit more to go to Grand Island. That's just me though. California, this one's going to San Diego. Let's check that out. San Diego paying about $2 per mile as well. So you got your pick. Anywhere between about $1.80 and $2 per mile. Occasionally, I mean, I guess Phoenix paid $2.40 theoretically. Yeah. Again, I don't know how consistent that 15-day average is. I don't know how accurate it actually is. For dry vans, it's pretty close to what you will actually get. I know that much. For flatbeds, no, maybe. I don't know. I don't haul flatbed. Okay, that one just got booked. Let's try this one. So here's one going to Colorado. This one pays $2.36 per mile, and I'm not at all surprised by that. I would think Colorado is a crappy market for every equipment type, except for maybe occasionally reefer, because there is some produce out there. But I would think that, yeah, I think that's accurate if I had to guess, because there's not a lot of general freight coming out of Colorado. So I think that's probably pretty close. $2.30 per mile, I would think that's accurate. So Colorado. Holy Colorado. A lot of them. Las Alamitos. That's Los Angeles, is it? Yeah, it's Los Angeles. Okay, so $2 to go to Los Angeles again. There's another LA run. Wasn't sure where that was. Anaheim, that's pretty much... Is that Los Angeles? Or is that San Francisco? No, that's Los Angeles. Anaheim, Los Angeles, Denver, Colorado, Cloverdale. Is that LA? No, that's San Francisco. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. So to go to San Francisco from Spokane, pays about $2 per mile. Once again, pretty much everything is paying between $1.80 and $2 per mile, is what I'm seeing. There you go. There's that. North Dakota. Sure, let's check out North Dakota. Bismarck. I've only driven through North Dakota once. Only once. $2.16. Is that good? Maybe. Obviously, it's a little bit more dead than some of the other regions. But there's Bismarck. Okay. Bismarck. Reno. Reno is a poppin' market for... that one's covered. It's a good market for dry vans, I know that much. Yeah, okay, all these are covered. Whenever that pops up, that means the load is covered and it's not going to give us any information. So here's one to Wyoming. Okay, yeah, so Green River, Wyoming, yeah, definitely a dead market. $2.72, and I would buy that. I think that's probably pretty close if I had to guess. So there's that, $2.72 to go to Wyoming. You can deadhead significant distances from that point. Where you would deadhead to, I don't know, because I don't know the flatbed market. Sorry. Logan, that's Salt Lake City. or pretty close to Salt Lake. It is 273, so Salt Lake must be dead. That does not surprise me at all. So there's that one, 272. Gets you closer to Vegas, I guess. Within a striking distance of Vegas. So there's that. Willard. These are all Salt Lake City. I'm not going to click on them again. So there's a Idaho to Idaho. That must be Spokane. No, that's Salt Lake City still. That's just north of Salt Lake City. Same idea though. Twin Falls. Same place really. About 270 per mile because it's dead there. Idaho. Let's go to Montana. I'm guessing it's completely dead. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. 327. There you go. That's a dead market. So Billings is dead for pretty much every equipment type, I would guess. But there's one's going to Laurel/Billings, Montana. Montana, Portland. Spokane to Portland. Dead. Alright, so that's a dead market as well. Dead for everything. Spokane to Portland, 283 per mile. And what's fascinating is for dry van, if you try to go from Spokane to Portland, it won't pay hardly anything. Because Spokane is super dead for dry van, and then Portland is just dead. So, but here it pays decently well, actually. So I'm guessing Spokane is an okay market, is what I'm gathering from this. It is fairly decent. All right, there's a Nampa. That is Boise. Boise paying, yeah, big boy, 349. So that's dead there too. That's the only thing I can conclude. So there's that. I know nothing about most of these brokers, by the way, guys. If I notice one that I know of, I'll mention it, but I don't know anything about these ones. Okay, there's Montana again. Just click on this last one. Missoula. Looks like about $5 per mile, $4 or $5 per mile. It doesn't show it when it's a short load. I don't know why. I wish it would, but it doesn't show the rate per mile. But, 1,000 divided by 200 miles is $5 per mile. So there's that one to Missoula. Okay, so that is Flatbed out of Spokane. It's all equipment types. So, yeah, it's 53 foot, it's 48 foot, it's every type of equipment. So, just beware of that. Just going to scroll up here slowly so you guys can have a look at it. And if you got a request, just follow the link in the About section down below. Throw me $5, helps me out a ton, and I will do a load board search for you. Just put the city and the equipment type, and let me know. I'll try to limit it to about 100 results, because I can't go through 400, 500 loads. It's just too much. And I will try to select a different load to each region. Ironically, I did not see a single load to like Pennsylvania here. So, yeah, there just wasn't anything available going to Pennsylvania for this search. You know what? Actually, let's do something. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to see if there's any loads going to Pennsylvania if I expand the search. Or the Northeast. I didn't get that one for you. Alright, let me do something real quick. So let's go to, I don't know, Pittsburgh. Is there anything? Pittsburgh. How do you spell Pittsburgh? There it is. Let's go 300 mile. And then let's try to find one going to Pittsburgh. I don't know if I'm going to find anything. One result. Alright, there's Holiday City, Ohio. So that's, yeah, there's nothing going over there. So that's interesting. Oh, and I can pretty much guarantee that is going to the Menards DC. There's one in Holiday City, Ohio. So that's interesting. But, okay. Yeah, sorry. Well, I tried to find something to go to going to Pennsylvania, but it's not, there's nothing there. Which is very fascinating. Is there anything? Indiana. Nope, sorry, man. So, okay. Yeah, nothing going to Pennsylvania or the, New York or anything like that, if you're wondering. But, okay, guys. Yeah, there's a load board search at Spokane. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want me to do another search, and I'll be happy to do so. Just follow that link, and, yeah, I'll see you in the next one.